Hey, Browns fans, Spencer German with a Browns practice report coming to you live from Berea, courtesy of Browns Digest, and excited about the day we had here today in Berea. We got a chance to talk to all four of the five, I should say, Pro Bowl nominees for the Browns. Myles Garrett will speak as he always does on Friday, but we got to speak to the other four: Joel Bitonio, David Njoku, Denzel Ward, and Amari Cooper, and they all had good things to say about the nominations and just the vibes around the locker room in a week that is more about celebrating the season that's been sort of behind you rather than what lies ahead, because there is still a game to play. But as we know, it means nothing in the way of playoff seeding or where the Browns can be come playoff time. They're locked into that 5 seed. And because of that, there will be a number of players who you likely will not see on Sunday. First, we'll start there. Guys who are out of practice today include some of the guys I already mentioned: Amari Cooper, Ethan Posick, Joel Bitonio, all not practicing, Greg Newsome, Shelby Harris, non-participants today. I don't know that list suggests that you should just know that none of those guys are going to play. I think it just was kind of how today went, but I think there are certainly names on that list, most notably Amari Cooper and Joel Bitonio, who probably will not suit up come Sunday. And actually, in the locker room and talking to both those guys, they both approached the question differently. Amari Cooper basically admitted, I would appreciate some rest because I could use it. And it made it sort of seem like the indication is he won't play on Sunday, which is probably par for the course. He's done a lot this year, 1,000-yard season, put up some good numbers, missed that Thursday night game, the clinching game last week. Nothing else to see from him in a game that means absolutely nothing. Get him right for the playoffs with that heel injury and get him back out on the field healthy and ready to go come wildcard weekend. Batonio played it a little bit more close to the vest. He alluded to the fact that Kevin Stefanski is basically treating this like another week of preparation in terms of getting guys ready and making sure guys stay ready, and that they're practicing and preparing. So as you turn the corner into the weekend, what it looks like for his status and other player status. But no surprise that continues to be part of the conversation out here in Berea, that we're sorting through who will or will not play for the Cleveland Browns against the Cincinnati Bengals in their regular season finale. I will note, on a positive injury front, Oba Okoronkwo back out there again today. Obviously, he returned yesterday dealing with that pectoral injury that for a while there was fear would end his season, but he's been out there the last 2 days. So there's a chance he's going to obviously see the field this weekend, get back into action, and actually be able to contribute to this team come playoff time. Another no one, see filling in as the top wideout on Thursday night. That game, he was out there again today, going through drills, catching passes, all the usual stuff. A sign of more progress for him, but as far as we know at this time, he still does remain in the concussion protocol despite practicing the last 2 days. We'll see what the rest of the week brings for Elijah Moore. We also got a chance to meet the Browns' new starting quarterback, fifth quarterback who will start for the Cleveland Browns this season today. And he had some good familiarity with the system um, coming from Arizona, where Drew Petzig used to be the quarterback coach here. Similar style, runs similar terminology, and it's been more of a sort of a flawless transition in that way for him coming here to Cleveland. And that he was obviously with Arizona, when you're being plucked off the practice squad, it's your choice. But he talked about how being on the 53-man roster is generally seeing playing time and putting stuff out there that maybe gets you signed later. So he wanted to take advantage of the opportunity. He's here in Cleveland. He has familiarity with the on Sunday in the Bengals, having played there before, and it's really nothing new. Even though it's kind of a weird situation where you're joining a team out of the blue, you're now starting a game, and you just got to kind of be ready. Time, but you always are prepared for it. It's life in the NFL, and you just kind of deal with it and roll with the punches. So we'll see what Jeff Driscoll brings to the table on Sunday, but he will be starting. A sign that likely Joe Flacco will not play. Actually, come out those words haven't officially come out of Stefanski's mouth in terms of given the fact he'll be suiting up, and they're going to try to protect him as best from seeing the field. So the absences on Sunday, and we'll see how the others kind of play out here in the coming days. Otherwise, another big note that I want to get out of here with today's practice report. We had a chance, obviously, on Thursdays, as we tend to do, to talk to defensive coordinator Jim Schwartz. And Jim Schwartz has put together this year, turned around a defense that was near the bottom of the league in football in terms of EP. It raised questions back in Cleveland next in the same role, or if to return to being a head coach, something he did earlier in his career with the Lions from 2009 to 2013. Schwartz about coaching jobs. He made sure to make it known. He loves his time in Cleveland, but we'll let you hear the answer the rest for yourself.
Well, first of all, I'm really happy here. I talked about Kevin. I haven't really talked about Andrew Berea or the Haslams, but I love this organization. I love the city of Cleveland. That was such a great atmosphere. 31 years in the NFL. That was one of my top 5 atmospheres. That Thursday night. We needed to share that with players. We got a lot of energy from them. We needed to give them a little energy, pay them back. Not many chances you have to be able to clinch at home. So, all that. But I'd say this: like in any job that you do, you always aspire to the top of that profession, and I'm no different.
Schwartz basically admitting, yeah, listen, I'm human. Of course I want to be at the top. So it's keeping his options open, keeping that door open that potentially if he were to be in the conversation, if a team were to come calling, he may pursue other opportunities to be a head coach. But guys, I think it's important to note that in Cleveland, he seems to be really basking and enjoying in the moment and season that obviously keep an eye out as seasons come to an end around the NFL, the rest of the NFL this weekend, and we turn that corner into what is dubbed Black Monday. A chance that could look and steal him away from the Browns as a potential head coaching candidate. We'll see. My impression is that opportunity, and maybe he won't be that hot candidate because they're always looking for the next up and coming thing out there in the league. But there's a chance that could happen when you lead a defense that's been as dominant and as stout as the Browns have this year. That'll do it for us from Berea today. We'll be back tomorrow on Friday with our final Browns practice report for the week. Our final Browns practice report really for the regular season. As the next time you'll hear from us starting next week will be we're talking about a playoff team getting ready for Wild Card Weekend. Continue to follow along on all things Cleveland Browns over the Browns Digest YouTube page and, of course, at BrownsDigest.com.